Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Well, as promised, I'm going to take this blown out egg and I am going to turn it into this adorable little sheep, who I call Sean the egg sheep. And I'm going to show you how to make this egg into Sean right now. Now, for this project, you really don't need too much. You need your blown out eggs, of course. That's really super important. And then you're going to need 1 or 2 pipe cleaners, depending on how big you make your legs. I always say it's safe to have 2 pipe cleaners. And then you can use either paper or felt for the ears, so that's up to you. I'm going to be needing a paintbrush. I've got my little Sharpie pen. I could also use googly eyes if I wanted to. A handful of cotton balls. I'm going to want a little container for my glue and water, and I'm going to need glue and water to make that mixture. The other thing too is that you can use a glue stick, and I'll show you how that works, but I think I would prefer that you stick with this glue and water, but if you don't have glue and water, you can always use a glue stick. And I will be using my glue gun a little bit later on, but that's only to add the ears, the legs, and the eyes. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to take my little egg here, and I'm going to make my glue and water solution. So this is going to be a half and half solution. If you had Mod Podge, you could actually use Mod Podge too, which is almost just glue and water. So I'm going to put a bloop of glue, and then I'm just going to add a splash of water. Like that. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush and mix it up. And you want this to have a Mod Podge sort of consistency. You want it to be thin, but not too thin. It should be sort of the consistency of thick milk, or like milky yogurt. So it's sort of like a thick, like a cream. It's like cream. It's like a thick cream. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side here. We'll use that in just a second. Now, first thing we're going to need is his legs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our pipe cleaner, and I call this the fiddlehead. What I do is I just fold down the edge onto itself, and then I continue folding around and around to make a little fiddlehead. And it's about the size of my pinky. And then I flip it over and do it on the same side. Excuse me, on the opposite side is what I meant to say. There we go. And again, it's about the size of my pinky. And now I'm going to make his legs about a pinky joint. It's about an inch. And I just realized what I'm missing are some scissors. The magic of movie making, I have my scissors. Okay, so pinky joint down, snip. And now I'm going to use this as my measuring device, and snip. Okay, now I'm going to fiddlehead it again, and fiddlehead the other side again, and once again, measure, and measure. So now I should have 4 pieces that have a little fiddlehead on them, and 1 left over, and that can be for the tail. All right, now, what I'm going to do is take my fiddlehead. I'm going to put a little glue right there. This is hot glue. And this is going to be his leg. So I'm going to place it, about a pinky width back, that first joint again. And I'm just going to place it right there. And I'm going to repeat this process with all 4 legs. Just kind of line them up. Make sure they're about the right height. Going to add my other one to the back. And whoops, he's going to tip on his tail there. And one last one. Glue that fiddlehead right there. And now my sheep can stand. Now, at this point in time, I can also add my tail. So I'm just going to put a little glue here and stick it right into that hole. And pull it up to the top there. And just leave that. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, the ears. So I'm going to use some paper here, and all I'm going to do is fold this paper over. And once again, using my pinky, I'm going to make a little swoop of an ear. Basically, all I'm going to do is follow around the pattern of my pinky. So I'm going to go around the edge, like the letter U, and up. See? It's about the size of my first joint of my pinky. About an inch if you have tiny hands. Now, I do like using felt because it's, I don't know, for some reason I think it's cuter, but they kind of flop down. But in this case, I'm going to be using these paper ears. So I'm going to put a little glue here, a little glue here, so that they can stand up on us. Okay, so place those ears facing forward like this so that you can bend them up later on. Right now we're just going to fold them down and keep them down. Now we're ready for the super fun part. You thought this was fun, now you got the super fun part. Now if you wanted to, you could do this and make this into a pig at this stage because it kind of looks like a pig or a guinea pig or something like that, but we're going to turn it into a sheep. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our cotton ball and we're going to start pulling it apart. Now this is kind of important. You want to make sure that you're pulling this apart. And the reason you want to pull it apart is if you just stuck these on here, these would be the fattest sheep you ever did see. I think it would lose its egg shape. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. You know, listen, experiment. It's your sheep. But I like to pull it out just a little bit. And now we're going to use this fabulous glue solution. So I'm just going to paint this glue solution on. And the great thing about this glue solution is it's going to grab onto this and just keep it right in place. So there we go. Now I want to make sure that I cover all of the things that I've glued on there. So I'm going to cover the tips of those ears. I'm going to make sure that I put some glue on top of the fiddlehead part so that I can come around here, cover that. I've got some more of my cotton already pulled out here just to save some time. Come around under his belly. Under the belly. It's the sheepy belly. Okay, you see how he's starting to take his sheepy shape? I'm going to put a little bit more glue here and a little bit more glue here. Now we get to the back end here, and just going to apply glue all around here, making sure not to knock my tail out. And there you go. And now we fold our little ears up like that. And you can fold them in any direction and any way that you want because the paper will hold the shape. You could add a little bit more here if you wanted to. And now I'm going to take that pen, and this is a point where if you want to, you could use googly eyes, but I actually think it's very cute to just give him 2 little dots, 1 and 2. Now one other thing I wanted to show you real quick here is, I'm going to use a white egg for this. If you wanted to, you can still use a glue stick instead. And I just want to show you how it works really well too. So you just really make sure that you cover and coat your egg with that. And then you can start placing the cotton, and it sticks really nicely too. So if you have little kids that are more comfortable with a glue stick, you can certainly use those. And here's an example of what it looks like when it's a white egg and also felt ears. So there you can compare the two together. And there you have it. Shaun the egg sheep. Beep, beep. he is all ready for an Easter basket or a little hide and sleep. For more wonderful things to do for Easter, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com.